What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. Now, today we have Tennessee State's round 6. On the left, we have Kyle Adams, and on the right, we have Austin Lane. And this is the win to get in. Whoever wins this match makes it into top 8 kind of deal. Not really sure what the records are at the current moment, but I know whoever wins makes it in. But we know Kyle is playing the Kyogre deck. We have seen him on here before. I'm not really sure what Austin's playing. Sorry about the hiccup. But I saw a Sidestone in his deck while he was shuffling. So Sidestone versus Kyogre. Usually Kyogre takes this win because the Toads can't really handle all the pressure from the Kyogres. They 150 and 30 to all their bench Toads. There you see a Kyogre here. 6 cards. Alright. I guess we start the game here. So it's going to be Sidestone Crobat. It might be a little bit more challenging because the Crobats make it like there's Golbats and Zubats and Crobats stuff do start adding up just a little bit. But Primal Kyogre still has 240 HP, which is a lot to take care of. Here we see a Keldeo turn 1. If he gets a Floatstone down to the Keldeo, that's really strong here. Here we see Computer Search, discard the Jirachi and the Verse Seeker. Like I said, if he has the Floatstone, he can attach it to the Keldeo and actually just have the Rush and Retreat every turn. He has 1 card left in his deck. in his hand. I imagine it's going to be a Sycamore or Juniper. There'd be no reason why he Computer Search and not got a supporter here. Yeah, so it's a Sycamore here. They got a high 5 for 7. That's always really nice. Alright. So we see a water come down. I see another Kyogre in his hand. Rush in. Can't retreat actually, so he decides not to rush in. And we just see a pass. Alright. So let's see. Does Austin, sorry. Kind of space up there. So does Austin have a Toad or not? We see a super scoop up from Austin. Saying I can super scoop up my Zubat if I want to and trying to lose the game right here. But he decides not to do that. Here we see a Toad come down. We see a Verbank, Muscle Band. And we see just a pass here. Retreat with the free retreat with Zubat. And we'll just pass the Toad in the active spot. It takes 30. Alright. So the Kyogre does stay asleep, but Kyle does have the rush-in effect if he wants to. Here we see a Spirit come down to the Kyogre. Now, I really don't like this play that much. I'd rather you attach a Spirit to the bench Kyogre and just attach energy to the active. But I guess Kyle knows what he's doing. He's obviously made it this far for a reason. But the reason why I say this is because you're not attacking the turn 3 no matter what. So, I don't know. Maybe he just wants to play that Sycamore. It's hard to say. Here we see a Floatstone, a Rough Seas, Rush and Retreat. Use the Rough Seas to heal off the 30. And we'll just see a pass here. Alright. So on Austin's turn, here we see an Ultra Ball discarding a Crobat and a Burst Seeker. Let's see here. See a Mewtwo. Alright, so Mewtwo might actually matter here. X-Ball can do a lot of damage. X-Ball does 20 times the amount of energy attached to all the Pokemon together. So it does like the DC for 2, so 40, and then whatever the Kyogre have. Do we see another Sycamore for 0 to 7? I think we see another high 5 there. Here we see a Verbank, Laser. Suicune is poisoned. Do we not see an attack either? See, he is debating what to do here. I think he has a Ultra Ball. Alright, so Ultra Ball discarding Colors and a Burst Seeker. Imagine it gets another Zubat, so he can start doing more damage with the Golbats and the Crobats. So he can do what, Sneaky Bites and whatever Crobats. Basically, when you evolve into Golbat, it does 20 anywhere to one Pokemon, and then when you evolve into Crobat, it does 30 anywhere to one Pokemon. So here we see an energy attachment to the Kyogre. We see a Lysander in Kyle's hand. Does he want to play it or not? I'd actually hold on to it if I was him. So yeah, we're still in here. Now, the cool thing about Kyogre is you can take 2 prizes really easy. Or 4 prizes really easy. You do 150, 32 all the bench EXs, and then next turn Lysander. Do it again, but you have to have the perfect combination of stuff. Alright, so see multiple waters in Kyle's hand. So here's the thing, I see Primal Kyogre in Kyle's hand, but the problem is he can't actually Primal Evolve here because he ends his turn because he has no Spirit Link on that bench Kyogre. That's what I was talking about earlier. I kind of wish he would attach the Spirit Link to the other Kyogre. Here we see a Super Scoop Up. Guess it was a Tails. It looks like it was a 3. Kyle, I think, put it back to a 3, whatever it was. Here we see Computer Search, get rid of Zerosic. And an in. Let's see, what does Austin get here? Could be anything. Maybe another super scoop up. Of course, we won't see what it is already automatically. But here we see it. We saw a DC in his hand. The DC on the Toad. Let's see, so he's gonna do 50 here currently, which is not the greatest. Maybe if you get a laser, a Golbat, do 100. Here we see a Verse Seeker for a Colress. He's going to be able to get 7 cards total. There's 4 on Austin's side, 3 on Kyle's side, so 7 total. And like I said, maybe he can get like Crobat, Super Scoop Up, pick up the Crobat. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that can happen here. So it all depends what he draws into. Here we see a laser, tail, so the Kyogre is not asleep, but it doesn't matter either way. Kyle does have the Rush and Retreat with the Keldeo. Here we see Austin looking at Kyle's discard pile. Just see what he all has in there. We see a Crobat put 30 on this Kyogre. So that Kyogre is going to go to 80 with everything. So and then 110 total. So the Quake Punch does 30 plus the Must Spin 20 more, so 50. Then the Verbic Laser or Verbic Poison 30 more, so 80 plus the 30. But here we see Rough Seas. So it's going to bring it down to 80. Here the Suicune 2. Here we see double water attachment. And we see an N here. So both players get 6 off this N. But Kyle will take the first 2 prizes here. Let's see here. Now, Kyle can't actually Prime Evolve either once again because the Toads and Quake punched him, so he can't play the Spirit Links down, stuff like that. Here we see a Rush and Retreat to get rid of the Poison. And we'll see a Tidal Storm for 150, putting 30 on the Toad and the Mewtwo. Putting 2 water on the bench Kyogre. Now on to Austin's turn. Let's see what he has here. I see an N in his hand, I think. Here we see a Zubat come down. Alright, here we see a Laser, putting the Kyogre to sleep. I think we're trying to figure out the math here. I think an X-Ball might have potential to knock out this this Kyogre. It's just going to depend on some stuff. So here we see an N come down. Now if he gets a DC, he can do 20, 40, 60, 80, 9, 10, 11. That's not enough. It'll only be 210. So, well, he doesn't even have Verbank on either. So he needs a Verbank and I think a Muscle Band. No, that still wouldn't be enough. Only 230. See, I don't think he can knock out this Primal Kyogre unless I did the math wrong. He puts Zubat down this turn. Go back him down. Let's see. What can Austin do here? It doesn't seem like he has anything right now. Here we see a Mustman on the Toad. I would actually like the Mustman on the Mewtwo so you can X-Ball can do more damage. And here we see a Water come down on the Mewtwo. And just a pass. So that Kyogre does take 30 more. Doesn't matter. We're not going to flip for sleep anymore. We do have the Rush and Retreat. Here we see the Rough Seas. See a Colress here. Now, can Kyle draw into a Primal Kyogre or not? That's the question here. If he can draw into the Primal Kyogre, he can start swinging with the bench Kyogre because it does have the 4 waters on it, and he can just move the 2 to the new one. Here we see a Primal Kyogre in his hand. We see another Kyogre in his hand too, so he is really good to go. He has multiple energies too. Here we see water come down to the Kyurem. So he does wake up. I don't know if that really matters. He does have the Rush and Retreat with the Keldeo. Here we see the Primal Kyogre come down. That was full art. Full art look really cool. But yeah, we'll see a Rush and Retreat. Here we see a Primal Kyogre come active. And here we'll see a Tidal Storm for 150. Question is, does he bench the other Kyogre in his hand or not? Alright, so he doesn't want to. So 150, 30 to both the Mewtwo and the Seismitoad. Kyle goes down to 3 prizes left. Austin has 6 left. It's not looking good for the Seismitoad Crobat. This deck is, like I said, it's kind of a bad matchup. You just have to go really fast with the Crobats and stuff like that, and hopefully load up a big Mewtwo. But that didn't happen here. Here we see a Super Scoop Up, heads, pick up that Mewtwo. Mewtwo gets dropped down again. Ultra Ball discarding a Water and a Lysander. Maybe get a Golbat, or yeah, probably a Golbat, another Zubat. I'm not really sure which one would be better here. So we see a Golbat, 20 damage to the bench Primal Kyogre, so now it's up to 100. Now, Austin needs to drop some more Verbanks is the problem here. A Rough Seas is just going to keep healing off those Golbats and Zubats, or Crobats damage, sorry. See a Jirachi here. Now, I never like Jirachi being placed down a Kyogre because they can just easily just snipe it for 3 turns and just kind of knock it out that way. And we see a Toad come down, and we see an in here. So Austin gets 6 cards, while Kyle only gets 3. Still looking really bad for Kyle. For Austin. Sorry, it looks really good for Kyle. Sorry, because he can just rush and retreat into the Primal Kyogre and do 150. Let's see here. All right. Did Austin finally draw a DC? There we go. We see a DC here. Now this Mewtwo can do 24 to 60, 80 total. Not a lot. I don't even know if sending the Mewtwo is the right play right here. I don't know if you want to get smacked or not, but he's going to do it anyway. Do 80. Now on to Kyle's turn. Like I said, he has a rush and retreat. Here we see double water probably coming to the active. Or just one. Alright. He only has one water. That's fine either way. I wonder where he's going to attach it to. So the question is the thing. Alright, so it goes on the bench Kyurem. Here we see a Sycamore. Draw 7. And he does, like I said, he does have the rush and retreat. And he does have the rough seas here. Now that bench Kyogre has 70. The active has 50. Alright, rush and retreat. Tidal Storm for 150. And I imagine he puts the 2 waters on the bench Primal Kyogre. Here's a Verse Seeker. In this case, he gets Quake and Punch next turn. He can have a way to use a supporter if he needs to. We see a Course for next turn. So he's a really good supporter in this deck. Both players have a bunch of bench Pokemon. And we'll see a Tidal Storm for 150. And put on the bench Kyogre. This is what Kyogre does. You just streamline between 2 Kyogres and just kind of win that way while rough season everybody off. So right now Mewtwo's going to do 20, 40, 60, 80. So not a knockout. Here we see a Crobat, bring it up to 30, 130. Here we see a Rough Seas. See a Verse Seeker for a Trump card. And we see a Trump card come down. Alright, so right now he's going to do 100. He's going to do 80, which brings him to 210. Still not a knockout. Yeah. I think we only saw, one Verbank from Austin. Maybe one of his Verbank surprise. Imagine most of these decks only play 2. They usually don't play 3 anymore. So let's see here. So trump card is each player shuffles their discard pile into the deck and just keep the trump card out. So that's why we see the trump cards both sitting out in each player's discard pile. So let's see here. We're just going to see an X-Ball here. He already played trump cards, so he already played a supporter for turn. He hasn't attached yet. He's doing X-Ball math here. Like I said, it only brings him to 210. It's not a knockout. Here we see a water come down to the Crobat. And we'll see an X-Ball for a 210. Yeah, even if that's the water energy, that only brings him to 230. It's still not a knockout. Here we see an Ultra Ball, discarding Ultra Ball and a Dive Ball. Get a Jirachi. License of the Jirachi and take 4 prizes because he can smack the Jirachi with his bench Kyogre and then put 30 on that Mewtwo that had 150 on it. So that's the cool thing, like I said earlier in the game, you can just take 4 prizes with Kyogre if everything gets set up correctly. So that's what we see there. Like I said, this matchup is pretty bad. Toad can't really handle the Primal Kyogre. He just has too much HP, and as long as Kyle does get the early Keldeo Float Stone, he can always rush and retreat to get rid of the poison and or the sleep. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe Austin will get a turn 2 Quake and Punch. We didn't even see him. I think we only saw him Quake and Punch once the whole game. So I think when he Ultra Ball away those DCE early, kind of hurt him. Maybe he had multiple prizes or something like that. It's hard to say or hard to tell when they don't play Talent Map. You can't really see what's all prize was in their deck and stuff like that. But hopefully Game 2 is a little bit better. I know this game can't be a tie. I mean, it could be a tie. But I know the other, 3 rounds that I've done, they've all been ties. And this one's a tie. Neither one makes it to cut. This is the win to win. Win to get in at the top 8. So, alright, let's see what happens here. I imagine Austin wants to go first. Alright, so let's see here. Both players get a Pokemon, no mulligans. And there we go, start the game. So Austin does start with Zubat. Kyle starts with Kyogre. Let's see. Let's see what Austin can get here turn 1. See a computer search. He had to pick a computer search to read to make sure it was make sure he knew what it did. So you see a computer search, discard a course and an in. It gets any card from his deck. He doesn't show your opponent. That's why you see it being flipped over like that. All right. So let's see. I wonder what that one card is. It's gonna be hard to tell now because he shuffled his hand up. We see a Toad DCE in here. Alright, so obviously Austin's having a pretty good turn one. He finally got a Toad with the DC out. That's what he needs here. Once again, it's cool that Kyle's playing Kyogre and he has a Kyogre mat. Too bad that Austin doesn't have a size Toad mat. He has a, pretty sure that's some anime that I have no idea what it is. Sorry about that. Maybe it's not an anime, maybe it's just a picture. Alright, so we both get 6 cards with this in. See it, Muscle Man come down on the Toad. And does he have any more Zubats? There we see a Retreat and just a pass. I see a Water Energy come down to Kyogre. See a Spirit Link come down. See another Kyogre. And do we see anything else? Alright, so we see Ultra Ball discarding a Rough Seas. And I think it's a Lysander. Maybe a Trump card. It looks like a reddish kind of card. So I'm going to guess like Trump card or Lysander. Here we see a Jirachi. To get it in, I guess that one card in his hand is really valuable. Maybe he doesn't want to get rid of it. I think it was a Primal Kyogre in his hand. Maybe maybe we'll see it here in a second. Oh, there's a Tyrantrum come out of nowhere. Maybe see it in. Yeah, it was a Primal Kyogre. He just didn't want to discard it. So maybe he realized there was multiple prizes and he didn't want to have to Juniper that one away or something. Maybe he wanted to keep it. So once again, they both get 6 off this end. It is the early game, so nobody's really taking prizes yet. Alright, so we see the Keldeo in his hand. Does he have the Floatstone or not? It's a big question here. There's the Keldeo. I saw another Kyogre too. I don't know if he wants to drop that down or not. Debating. He also has Professor Light in his hand, and he opts not to play it. But Quake Punch is fixing to happen here. There's no stopping that. But he can Water Pulse to actually put this Toad to sleep if he can. That'd be pretty cool if he could do that. But here we see a Laser putting the Kyogre to sleep. Night Sweet Prince. The Verse Seeker for it in. So we've got 3 ends back to back to back. Pretty cool here. Maybe we'll just have ends all game. No Sycamores, no Lysander, just all ends. Alright, both players get 6. Now imagine Austin wants to get multiple Zubats down. Maybe get a Golbat. Not really sure the math on the Golbats and stuff like that. Here we see a Zubat come down. And yeah, I don't think he has anything else in his hand. Oh, there's Ultra Ball. He's trying to decide if he wants to play it or not. Alright, yeah, so we see his Quake Punch here for 80 total. So 30 base, 20 with the Muscle Band. And the Verbank Poison, do another 30. So 80 total. We see a tail, so the Kyogre stays asleep here. I think actually right now that Kyogre is paralyzed. Yeah, I think it's actually paralyzed right. Yeah, it's paralyzed right now, but we'll just we know it's asleep. Okay, so let's see here. We see another end. Heck yeah! All right, sweet. Keep the end trend going. So, but now Kyle draws the Floatstone, but it's too late. He can't play it down. He's been Quack Punched. And we'll see a Primal off here. So 0-2, Austin's turn. Now see, this is what I'm talking about. It's even even though Austin got a turn 2 Quake Punch and everything, Kyle looks like he's gonna get a turn 3 Tidal Storm. Maybe we've seen Ultra Ball discarding a Crobat and a Charizard. Whoa, we haven't seen that. And I don't know, I've never seen that in the Sideshow Crobat deck, but I guess that's his plan to beat Verizon and Genesect. Here we're seeing Mewtwo come down. And Mewtwo is really strong, and Austin start loading up a big Mewtwo. It's a big question here. Big question, big Mewtwo. Let's see here. Looks like he's going to Verse Seeker here. Or see a Water Energy going to Mewtwo. Oh, okay. So we just see a Quake Punch for 50 total. Bring it up to 130. Alright, so on to Kyle's turn. Does he have 2 waters? There's 2 waters in his hand. Alright, we'll see a Tidal Storm for 150, putting 30 on the Toad and the Mewtwo. He's trying to debate where these 2 water goes. They go on the Keldeo. I guess so that way he can rush in and retreat if he needs to. Here we see a Super Scoop Up Tails. And Austin just does another Quake Punch, bringing it up to 180. Here we see a rush in. Did he attach a water? Oh, he did attach a water, so now he gets a Secret Sword for 110, knocking out the Toad. Alright, so now up 4-6. Both players haven't been playing supporters for a little while. Guess that in hurt both players. There we go. Our first non-in of the game. We see a Sycamore here. Alright. Look at 7 cards. See a DC in Austin's hand. Question is, does he attach this to Mewtwo or the Toad? Guess he's trying to figure out the math and everything here. Uh, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Unless he has like a muscle band laser, then he actually knock out the Keldeo. But here's another laser. Trying to put that Keldeo to sleep so it doesn't retreat here. But both tails, so Keldeo is still awake. Okay. And I think we'll just see a retreat and a Quake Punch for 80. Here's an Ultra Ball. Discard the Rosic and a Verse Seeker. Probably get a Golbat. Now, where does he put the 20 damage to? It's a big question here. So you see 20 damage going to the Kyogre. So now it's up to 200. And next turn he can get like a Crobat Golbat for 50 and actually knock out that Kyogre. Here's the Quake Punch for 80 total. Or no, 60 total. There's not a muscle man on the Toad. It's only 30 and then the very big poison. Another 30. Here we see a Sycamore. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so see a Rough Seas. That's really cool. Really good here. Because now you can drop it. Hail damage from both the Keldeo and the Kyogre. Now the Kyogre's down to 170? Yeah, 170. It did have 200. And we might just see a Secret Sword here. Because the Keldeo will only go up to 40. But the Secret Sword more damage. Here's the water attachment. Yeah, so we'll see a Secret Sword here for 110, bringing up the Toad to 140. Alright. But now, Austin can use the Rough Seas to heal off 30 to bring it down to 110. I don't know how that. I don't think it's really matter that much. Here we see a Verse Seeker. We might see a Lysander here. No, I don't think Lysander matters. Probably to see a Juniper or Colress here. I don't see the Lysander really mattering that much right now. I think he doesn't have any cards left in his hand either, so I think grabbing the Colress or the Juniper would be the better play. Yeah, so we see a Colress there. So he gets a total of, what, 8 cards. Better than a Sycamore. So with these 8 cards, he needs to hit like a Super Scoop Up, Burbank Muscle Band, 2040. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff he needs to hit here. First up is Super Scoop Up. There we go. So the Toad gets picked up. You're going to see a Toad come down. Now he already attached energy per turn to that Mewtwo. So that kind of stinks here. Now he's trying to figure out X-Bomb damage. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. Now it's up to 160. And then the poison will knock it out. If I did my math correctly. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it should knock it out. Yep, alright. So we see an X-Ball there for 120, the poison 130, with the 40, 170 total. Alright. So here comes Primal Kyogre. I imagine, yeah. But now we can start playing Tool. So we see Spirit come down, Primal Kyogre, Suicune, get a Dive Ball for Keldeo. Now this Mewtwo can knock out this Primal Kyogre. It's a scary thing. But sorry if you heard that screaming. I'm sorry if you heard that screaming. That was from downstairs. Let's see. We see a Verse Seeker. I imagine this gets a Colress here. If he has a Colress in his discard pile. Okay, Sycamore. So I guess he doesn't have a Colress. 4, 5, 6, 7. So he gets the energy per turn too, so he can attach that to the active. Here we see a Freslater. Should get 2 waters. Alright, so we see 2 waters come down. I imagine they both go to the active. No, I imagine only one goes to the active. There's no point attaching 2. It's going to get X-Ball to knock out. Oh, wait, never mind. This Primal Kyogre actually knock out this Mewtwo. I forgot that it already has 30 damage on it. That's pretty good there. Yeah, we see a double. Or we just see 1 attachment actually. Alright. We'll see the Mewtwo go down. 2 to 4 prizes. I think that it looks like the Kyogre player is going to win here. So let's see. He's up to 180 or 12, 13, 14. So he's up to 140 right now. And we see a DC come down. See here. What else do we have here? See oh, never mind. Oh, Golbat for a second come down. Alright, so Crobat putting up to I don't even know. See a Host Ball come down. Discarding a water. And trump card. Now, Austin does have a chance to win. If he can knock out this Kyogre next turn, Lysander the Jirachi, then he can potentially knock out the Jirachi next turn too, basically is what's going to happen here. So let's see, 12, 6, 12, 18. 19 is at 190 right now. Here we see an N. So 190 plus 30 is still not a knockout. That's only 220. But it needs to draw into another Golbat here. Or Muscle Band. Or Burbank Laser. A lot of different combinations they can draw to. Here we see a Burbank. Do we see a Laser or not? Doesn't seem like it. So we see a Quake Punch here for 30. Like I said, it doesn't knock it out, actually. Yeah, so see a Quake Punch here. So 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 220 right now. Here we see Sycamore. He's still he got the computer search, but he only has 2 cards in his hand. Or 3 in his hand. Oh, wait. He could have played computer search if he wanted to. But I guess he already had the Sycamore that he wanted, anyways. Here we see a Rough Seas. That Rough Seas is going to kind of hurt here. Because now he can't, like, drop a Golbat down and actually knock it out. So let's see, what has Austin got here? Was he a Super Scoop Up? Heads. Picks up the Golbat. Put the Golbat down. Here we see a Golbat come down. The Jirachi's starting to get damage here. It's a scary part right here. Here we see a Sycamore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7. Alright, so let's see what's going to happen here. So doesn't knock it out. The Toad. Here we see a DC going to the Golbat. It's not a knockout there. Because he used Rough Seas last turn. Alright. Let's see what's going to happen here. Saw another Rough Seas come down, so 30 damage does not matter at all. So we're still at 19 damage. It is 5 damage away from being knocked out. Here we see an N. Both one player, Kyle gets 2, Austin gets 4. Okay, let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does Kyle draw water energy or not? Here we see a Russian. It's a pass. Okay. Does Austin get like a Crobat? Alright, who's the Super Scoop Up? Tails. Dang. He needs to pick up that Size Toad to actually attack with the Crobat right here. And I was trying to figure out what to do here. I see a Psychic Pokemon in his hand. I'm not really sure if it's a Golbat or Crobat. This is a very close game too. Closer than I thought it was going to be. And we're trying to figure out what's happening here. Alright, so we see that Austin just gives Kyle the wins. I guess he sees he can't win. And maybe they're going to go to time and he's being a nice friend. Just gave Kyle the win. Maybe time was called too. I'm not really sure what the time was there. But we saw that we finally got our first non-tie of the day. And we see Kyle actually beat Size Toad Crobat with this Kyogre deck. Hopefully you enjoyed. Next up is going to be top 8. So it's exciting times. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I hope you like the commentary. Thanks for watching once again. Alrighty, bye.